Welcome in to the friendly nonsense beatdown. Today is the middle of August of 2020, which means it's the middle or slash end of COVID, hopefully. And there's a dog in the background.
At first, I saw it and I thought it was a baboon.
What?
It was
A
like
baboon?
a skinny tail.
This
Just out of the corner of my eye. That's what it looked like.
Yep, there's definitely a baboon that Casey has as his pet. Klaus
is my
the baboon.
dog.
You good old Klaus the baboon.
Good boy, Klaus. He's like, what are you doing to me? Say hi,
Klaus-
Klaus.
Impressive
Say hi.
schnoz there.
Say hi.
I automatically associate Klaus as an Irish dog.
I think of
He's-
him more as a
He's a German dog. He's a schnauzer.
I think of him as a Scottish or Irish dog.
He's
That's
German.
just-
What are you talking about? Don't.
I don't know why that
you know what? Maybe because of Lady and the Tramp.
That's probably what.
but
Scottish.
the tramp was not. Oh, yes. That little
The-
dog was. That's
Yeah.
why. Yes, exactly. That's why.
I'll think. Was he a schnauzer though, or was he a different, like a terrier, a different terrier? I think
He had some sort of beard on him.
He had a beard. Yeah.
that was a great detour, and you thought we were gone forever.
Oh, yeah.
We could not be gone forever. I had to
No.
travel far enough away from California to get to Hyrule, obviously, and
Yes.
join Link to get to the castle. So that's why we've been gone for a month. I've been traveling into the forest here. But today we are going to start. What's that?
And training.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Training as a warrior for Hyrule.
Exactly. Trained to defeat Ganon. You know, all the important stuff.
Yeah, the most important things in life. So anyway, getting actually
Getting swole.
debuffed. Getting debuffed, unfortunately.
Oh,
But anyway, moving on to serendipity. So today, serendipity. We will start with you get to pick your perfect running mate for the amazing race. You got in. Corey, you got into the amazing race. I don't know how, but your admission video was off the charts, like the best they'd ever seen, because you and your partner, who are going to be in. Not your wife and not anybody you know.
Well, my partner, since we couldn't do anyone that we knew, I thought of several people.
Wait, wait, can I guess? Can I guess?
Yes.
Knowing you, like looking at your face right now. Would it? No, it changed. I was gonna say somebody else, but now I'm gonna say Gandalf. Is it Gandalf?
Nope. It's
I knew it. He's
Such a
gonna
punk.
He's gonna pull the rug from under us.
Gandalf is a good choice, but Gandalf, I mean,
Is
if
it
he
my
had
first
teleporting
choice?
Powers, if he had teleporting powers, I would choose him hands down. Instead, I'm gonna go with Legolas on this one.
Wait, what? So
Anybody
okay,
from
let me
Lord of
get
the
this
Rings
right.
qualifies.
Let me get this right. You don't choose Gandalf because he doesn't have teleportation powers, and then you choose Legolas?
Yeah, I mean, Legolas doesn't have teleportation powers anyway, but a lot of times there are restrictions, like you have to travel by rail, you have to travel by car. Using magic may just be too much of an advantage, so I'd rather choose someone who's super, super fast so that he can actually keep up with me as we're running around.
Yeah, as somebody who's read the
yes.
official rule book for the Amazing Race, and I know as a fact, at the bottom of page, I think it's like 1201, it says, "Do not use magic, or you'll be disqualified." In the
Yeah.
Amazing Race book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, that
I
would,
thought I
that would
remembered
disqualify Gandalf if that's in the rule
Yep.
book. That makes
Sorry.
sense then.
Sorry, Cor. I think it also says you can't use a bow and arrow too. So Legolas might be at a
that's all right.
disadvantage.
He's got his 2 knives.
You know,
there you go. You have been beat.
Legolas would be really good at like the dexterity challenges and that. And that's
Yeah. He would any physical challenge, Legolas would crush it at.
And what he'd do is he'd just stand there and he'd be like, I hear another team coming. They're 3 miles away.
I love
Yes.
Corey's Legolas face. It's like
Corey has never changed. Corey's done crazy faces since he was born, and he's got this crazy faces
He's
down
doing
still.
it for us now.
Corey's in his. Not that one. We're gonna lose listeners with that one, dude. That's gonna scare people away. Scares me away. I'm gonna turn it off. Oh boy! All right, Case. What about you, dude?
All right, there's only one right choice here. Who has the
Can Corey guess?
world experience as well as the raw running power of Tom Cruise?
Oh darn it!
Ah.
Corey was gonna guess that.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. And he would have been right if he had guessed Tom Cruise, because it's so obvious that you'd want Tom Cruise on your team.
Why is it so obvious? Just the raw manliness of Tom Cruise.
Have you seen the man run?
I've
Like,
literally
run.
okay. So in Oblivion, I think I've told you guys this. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast before, but I remember watching the outtakes for Oblivion, and he was riding a motorcycle in the desert, and he crashed the motorcycle at like 40 miles an hour, and he was able to jump off the back of it and keep running. He put it down. He's like, and he was able to jump off, like push himself off, and just like run off of it. So Tom Cruise is a good choice.
That's exactly who he wants. And he has no fear. So you throw him in those challenges where they like bungee jump and everything. Honestly, I mean, bungee jumping, everybody does the bungee jumping, no problem. But Tom Cruise would be like, oh yeah.
He
I
hung
do
from
that.
a plane in Mission Impossible.
I do that every day,
So-
you know. This is nothing. You should see the time. You know?
What Tom Cruise would do is he would say, "Oh yeah, bungee jump. Yeah, you don't even need to hook me in. I'll just grab it and jump."
Yeah, exactly. I'll just hold on.
So the thing that you guys did not think of is you got to live with this person for like a week or a month even. I don't know how long the Amazing Race lasts, but you got to also live with this person. People don't lose typically because they lose the physical challenges. They lose because they can't agree with anybody. So they start yelling and bickering. Legolas is going to be like, I hear people coming. And you'll be like, shut up, Legolas. That's the 15th time you've told me people are coming. I get it. It's very obvious. People are running up here. So, Corey, Legolas will shun you for the rest of the thing.
Legolas might even stare at you intently.
Yes. You
And
are not
angrily.
worthy of pairing with an elf.
He
So,
might look
Casey,
down his nose.
Tom Cruise, I have no idea how he's in person. All I know is that he's a Scientologist, and he's got to be a
Hey.
good wackadoo.
Hey, you're acting like this is the friendly nonsense beatdown. You're dismissing my wonderful choice here.
That's why I'm building up my choice. It is Chris Pratt. I have to prepare for Chris Pratt because Chris Pratt, I'm not choosing him necessarily because of anything except for the fact he just seems like a cool dude that'd be easy to get along with. That's why I choose Chris Pratt.
So for the uninitiated, who is Chris Pratt?
You don't know who Chris Pratt is?
No,
He's
No,
Star-Lord from
he's-
Guardians
he's
of the
Star-Lord
Galaxy.
and he's in Jurassic World. He's the main dude.
I haven't seen either of those.
What?
Well, you've seen
Shelter Boy?
Avengers. You've seen Infinity War. Right?
Yeah.
You've seen the...
Yeah,
so
he's
Star-Lord's in that one.
He's
Oh, is he the serious guy who's sort of?
No,
You
no.
think-
No, he's not the
no,
serious guy.
it's
That's
okay.
a
You'll have
blue
to look
dude.
him up afterwards.
Yeah, whatever. He's also in probably where Kevin's pulling him from most is Parks and Rec.
Yes, Parks and Rec. He's brilliant and he's hilarious. Andy from Parks and Rec. Go look up highlights with Andy in it, and you'll see exactly
All right.
why I want him on my team.
I have
I will do
only
that.
I've only seen a few episodes of Parks and Rec, and everybody who I tell that to says that I need to watch the entire first season of Parks and Rec. But
Yeah, you get past the first season. The second, it's like The Office. You got to get past the first season, and it's fantastic.
yeah, I'm hard with TV shows. I drive Kelsey crazy because if I don't really get invested in a TV show within the first few episodes, I'll just bounce off of it and be done. I'm even if I've watched 3 seasons and I get to a point where I'm like, I'm not liking this, I'll bounce off it.
You are
I
very short attention span.
I have not finished Lost.
What?
I
got
did not
lost?
finish Lost
Go
because
watch
I got
watch
lost.
the ending. Have you watched Lost, Corey?
No, I have.
All right, well, we've got a laundry list of things. All right, here we go.
All right, let's
Corey's
go.
to
Next
do this.
question. You've just come into millions from a new invention that you've created. I'm going to start. What did you invent is the question. All right, so I was thinking through this, right? And I'm like, what would I invent for me? What would I personally buy? I would buy cheap socks or shirts or pants that have little metal bits in them. And then I'd buy a hamper that had a giant magnet on it. So that way, whenever I took off my clothes, it'd be like, whoop, stuck it right into the hamper. And I wouldn't have to throw anything on the ground, and my wife would be really happy, and then they'd all be in the hamper. That's the genius invention.
The only problem with that is you miss the joy of basketball shooting.
But see, I
into the
don't.
hamper.
But what if I'm tired and I just come home and I just like before I had kids, the instant the door opened, my pants were off.
There you go. Well, yeah. Well, if you have magnets in your pants, you walk in and they just are like you're like getting dragged to the hamper.
Pull it off. No, you have to like be around the hamper. Yeah, you just like you toss it in the general direction. You always get a basket. That's like the cheat for the NBA players. It's just it's like an always basket.
See,
Or
what
get
you do,
outside the basket.
what you do is you make it so that the magnet only turns on when you activate it. So you
Yes.
activate it like with
There
a
you
voice
go.
command or something like that. That way
Hey,
you're
hey,
not.
laundry, turn on magnet.
There you go. Smart laundry basket. That's the
Yes.
real idea here.
Oh yeah. All right, Case. What are you choosing there, dude?
Yeah, mine. Oh, excuse me. Mine is really similar theme to yours because my wife also dislikes the fact that I leave clothing items around the house. So the perfect invention for me would be a robot that takes the shoes that you have lying around your house and puts them where they belong. Like a little Roomba.
That would be pretty good.
Yeah, and then the best feature that this robot would have is when you want your shoes, it'll also go retrieve your shoes and bring them to you.
I like that. So you can tell your little Google Home devices, "Hey Google, pick up shoes," and your shoes are picked up. Oh, my Google Assistant just opened. Pick up shoes.
Okay, I just came up with this, so hear me out. This is what the product name would be. Are you ready?
What?
This is what the robot would be called. The Shoomba.
Oh,
But I think the Shoomba. All right, I like it. I like it. All right, Corby, what about you, dude?
So, what I'm thinking, one thing that I do not like doing, that I should do more, is floss my teeth. So, I would invent an automatic flosser that you just open your mouth a little bit, and then it just goes tooth by tooth and flosses all your teeth. So
That would be
lazy people like
inexpensive,
me
painful.
actually have good teeth.
Yeah,
That'd be interesting. It would have to be like a hard plastic thing because you couldn't have a string because you'd have to. That'd be hard.
The first thing I thought of when you said open your mouth and it just goes in there and flosses, the first thing I thought of was those like pilot fish who clean like sharks' teeth.
A little robot in Corey's mouth cleaning his teeth.
So all I could think of is Corey like opening his mouth and a little pilot fish going in his teeth.
You have to have a certain amount of water.
Yeah.
It's almost like swishing with water, just with fish.
Okay, so auto flosser. I would actually, if you could invent that, I would buy it because I never floss
Yeah, I
my
do
teeth.
it for that too.
My teeth wouldn't bleed every time I try to floss.
Yeah, exactly.
I end up losing like a pint of blood every time I try to floss.
And you know, I just thought about this. So hear me out. This would be its name.
Oh
the
boy.
Floomba.
No. That makes zero sense.
That was about a chink. That was about a. All right, here we go.
I'm embarrassed to call you my brother, Corey. I'm embarrassed.
Time travel is real. Did you know that, guys? We just found out
Since
time travel is since this moment. Thankfully, we can go back before 2020 and stop COVID. Time travel is real. A DeLorean pops up in front of your house with Doc Brown inside, who says he'll give you one ride, uno mas, to anywhere you want. Where you gonna go, Mr. Casey Walker?
Now, is this anywhere in time or
Yes,
anywhere
anywhere,
in space?
anytime, anywhere.
Anytime, anywhere. Oh, well, I'm gonna go with 400 years back in California is what I'm gonna go, because I want to see what California was like when it was basically wetlands in the valley and before anybody was settled there really, and before there was a fire that was covering the entire valley with smoke. That's what I want to see.
I wonder if you could tell where you were, if you could see, like, based on the problem is everything is so flat in the valley. Oh, speaking of, okay, I gotta make a quick detour here. So,
All right, let's hear it.
have you guys seen Flight Simulator at all? The new game that just came out. It's more like it's not a really game, but
It's a flight simulator.
yes, it is incredible. So I flew from LA to the furthest I can make it is Bakersfield, because it's literally like a simulator of the world, but you can see the entire terrain, and so it has the terrain of the world. So you're flying your plane. I flew out of LAX, and I flew the way I knew was Turlock. And as soon as I got over the grapevine, it's amazing. There is no way you can tell where anything is. It's just farmland. Like, all it is like little, you know how you look at a plane and you see like the little blotches.
Patches.
Yeah, I mean, it's so flat. You look behind you and there are mountains behind you. And then all it is for the remainder of until the horizon is just flat. Like, there's nothing. So that's the thing. I don't think you could be able to tell where you were at all, Case. There's nothing defining.
Well, probably you're right. I do live by the river, so I would be able to find the river.
But there are a lot of rivers. It would be hard. You might be able to. If you
I do. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna. Before we moved on from the flight simulator, I wanted to ask you one question.
Yes.
How many times did you crash on flight simulator?
I actually didn't crash. I took a training course beforehand on how to pilot my plane.
Crash?
I didn't crash. No, it's
now
actually
you can-
pretty straightforward. It's not too bad to fly a plane. At least a small plane. I did not fly anything that was bigger than a Cessna or what is it?
Cessna.
Cessna. Thank you. Yes, I didn't fly
Cessna.
anything bigger than that.
Of course,
But,
you're flying on a mouse and keyboard, right?
I was flying on a gamepad, but
Oh.
yeah. So it was not bad though. Like the hardest thing was like adjusting your flaps as you land. I crashed a few times when I was trying to land, but
So
nothing.
you did crash, you liar! You lied to me.
I
How
crashed
dare you?
a couple times when I was trying to land, but
It
nothing
wasn't
during
so
takeoff.
bad, you know. Just a little
couple people
crash. just a little more crash.
It just there was one time where I tried to do a barrel roll and it said I had caused an inordinate amount of damage to the plane and it was gonna have to crash.
Nice.
So see now you're like, you told us at first, it's like, yeah, I didn't crash at all, and then it's like,
I purposely did a
No,
barrel roll.
no,
I wouldn't do
I
a barrel
didn't.
roll with me in the plane.
so you're like, I'm just, so you're flying a plane with all these passengers. It's like, all right, we're gonna intentionally do a barrel roll, but it's okay because I'm meaning to do it. We're probably gonna have to crash afterwards. But
Okay, you know the other incredible thing about it is they've developed it so you have all of the air traffic and all the real traffic on the ground too that you can see,
oh, that is sweet.
as well as the time of day. So you can go, like I was going over the Grapevine at 2:00 in the afternoon, and there was some traffic, but it was pretty light. I flew through Magic Mountain, and everything was its proper height in Magic Mountain. So I like flew down around Superman. It was incredible. Like
That is so cool.
it's two petabytes of information.
That is absolutely
Three
bonkers.
3 trillion trees that they render every time you start to play.
Hashtag not a sponsor, by the way. Although Microsoft, if you want to sponsor us, we will.
We will gladly accept
We will
at
gladly
least
accept.
$50,000 a spot.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So Corby, what about you, dude?
Well, I would probably go into the future on this one. Because the past, you can read about, we've got information, but we don't know what the future is going to be. So I would go 100 years in the future and see what things are like in 100 years.
You're gonna grab Gary's Sports Almanac, or
Maybe.
Gray's Sports Almanac. Come
Well,
back and make some bets. Make
That
some good
wouldn't
money.
work. Although I guess you could look at historical records of. I was gonna say that wouldn't work though, because that's 100 years in the future.
Yeah, they've still got information. We've got information about Babe Ruth.
If Corey knows how to use the internet, then.
That's true. You probably would have to have a chip in your brain. Everybody's got
Yes.
a chip in your brain.
That is true. I would be hunted out. They're like, oh,
You're one of
the spies that had it
those.
removed.
You're one of those time travelers, aren't you?
You need to get plugged into the matrix.
Yes. Yeah, this is probably true. You arrive 100 years into the future and nobody's around because they're all in pods in a liquid bath.
Where is everybody?
There you go.
They've all moved to Mars. Mars
Uh,
is a new happening place.
Yes.
They
So
would
for
call
me,
Mr. Smith.
mine was pretty easy. So I'm going back to 1985 when Back to the Future was made because I want to see the height of movies. The 1980s was the height of movies, bar none. Okay? Height of movies, the height of music, 80s rock, the best of all time. 80s rock music.
stop believing.
That was height of music is great, and then the height of hair too. The height of hair was
Literally.
incredible. Yep.
Yeah, I will give you that one.
The height of hair was insane back then. No, but the 80s would be super fun. I've always heard great things about the 80s. I'm sure it's not as glowing as it should be, but no, I'd just love to go back and see, because I feel like the 80s was kind of when technology took off, like modern technology took off. And so
Yeah.
I'd love to go back to see the 80s and just see what it was like. That's me. All right, here we
Oh,
go.
that'd be pretty cool.
Here we go. We are some of the few skilled people left on Earth and have to do some of the most uncomfortable tasks, unfortunately, that are thrust upon us and need to be assigned. One of us needs to perform surgery to amputate a limb to save somebody's life. Okay. One of us needs to crawl through a very tight and long pipe to rescue a child. Ugh. And I mean, I would do it if it was my kid, obviously. And one of us needs to communicate and coach a passenger through a plane landing.
Well, we know the
Well,
last one now because you're
Yeah.
an expert at flying planes, right?
I
Well,
absolutely am.
Except for the plane landings. That was the
yeah.
key word there.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, and if
Wait a
it's, if
second.
it's a passenger plane, and I'm like, yes, press Y. Press Y to adjust your flaps. Now press A to jump.
Fail now.
Everybody, get your parachutes. They should be under your seats. Those
Turn
little orange
left,
things.
turn left to do a barrel roll.
We're only
Yeah.
50 feet above the ground now.
I know slightly more. I know like 0.5% of more than you guys do about landing a plane. But
Yeah, you know more than I do. I don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing.
nothing. I don't know
Correct grammar
Don't know
there.
nothing.
I don't know nothing, boy.
Okay, so who's crawling through the pipe? That's the worst one. Like I feel like
I hate crawling through tight spaces.
Corey,
It's
you're nominated, Corey.
So then Casey's gonna amputate a limb.
No, I gotta do nothing. I gotta sit in the corner and cry.
See, I feel like I could amputate a limb before I could crawl through a pipe.
I think I'll crawl through the pipe. So you're saying you'd be more comfortable with cutting somebody's leg off
Well, yes, I honestly
than
will.
crawling through a pipe?
It's not blood for me. It's needles. I hate needles. I can deal with blood fine. I just
So-
can't deal with needles.
So
So
they're not gonna be under any anesthetic.
no,
You just
yeah,
kidding?
no, you're kidding me. Bite down, drink some whiskey, and let me get the saw.
Here's a stick.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this the old-fashioned way.
All right.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, chainsaw. Oh man, painful. I would feel bad of course, but to crawl 200 feet through a little pipe and you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's only barely big enough, and you get stuck in the middle of it.
How
Think
big
about
is
that.
this pipe that we're talking about?
It's literally like just enough so you can squeeze through. So you're on, you're like
Yeah,
this all the way
through.
through, like this all the way through, trying to wiggle through like a snake. You can't even move your hands behind you at all.
I suppose I'll do that.
You keep adding things.
Oh,
Like
That's what I
this.
said.
You can hardly move. You can wiggle, but then you can't move.
You can move
sounds
through. You can
horrible.
squeeze through, but it's very tight and
Oh,
long pipe
man.
is what it says.
I'd still do that because I wouldn't want to be in charge of amputating somebody's limb.
All right, so if you get stuck, I'm not coming to rescue you. Just
All right,
FYI.
I'll take a phone with me and I'll call
Scream
into
for
my
help.
lawyer to take down my last will and testament.
Oh, boy. All right, so here we go. We're gonna move on to lions, tigers, and snares. Oh my! And
Oh
lions,
my!
tigers, and snares is all about finding the lie amongst the truth, or is it the truth among
The
the
truth
lies?
amongst the lies.
Oh, I did it backwards. Oops. So, you're gonna have to find the lie amongst the truths for me. And speaking of, I'm gonna start. So, can you guys guess what my theme is?
Nope.
Hyrule.
Nope.
There you go. Yeah.
Nope.
Portal.
My theme is it's themeless.
Oh,
Great
wow.
theme.
See, he's gaming the system here.
Creative.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So starting out, here is your first lie. These are all lies, like I said.
All right. let's
Charles
hear it.
Darwin's personal pet tortoise didn't die until recently.
Okay, that's very vague.
Okay.
What's this tortoise's name?
Harriet. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Well, that one's clearly true.
A bolt of lightning contains enough energy to toast 100,000 slices of bread.
Okay.
Okay? And the final one, a crow mother can lay as many as 300 eggs during her lifetime.
I was gonna also say a lightning bolt also has the power to torch 100,000 acres of California.
Yeah, true too. All right, so what do you guys think? Speculate.
The
I-
tortoise one seems far-fetched. I don't know how long tortoises live, but that would have to be like 100 and I don't know when Darwin was at, but I think it was 1800 sometime. So that would have to be over 100 years old.
I think I'm gonna go with the lightning bolt one. That one sounds right. Lightning bolts are pretty powerful.
So you realize you're finding the lie, right, Case?
Oh, I'm finding the lie?
Yes.
Yeah, Kevin did it backwards. So there's one lie and two truths.
See, okay. Then the lie is clearly the tortoise.
All right.
It's easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
I-
But you guys are wrong! Boom! It was not a lie. It was the truth. Harriet was her name.
I was worried about that. I'm like, Kevin.
Is
Kevin
that
made
real?
this
Wait a second.
sound
Here we go.
odd.
I got the information for you. Okay. After his tour to the Galapagos Islands, Charles Darwin brought back a 5-year-old tortoise he named Harriet. She outlived her adopter by 124 years, ultimately making it to 176 years old. Harriet lived out her final years as part of the family of Steve Crocodile Hunter Irwin in Australia until she passed away in 2006. Pretty interesting, huh? And then your other truth.
You got me on that one.
Yep, your other truth was the lightning bolts. That was the truth as
Yeah,
well.
I thought that one was the truth too.
If you consider that each lightning bolt contains more than 5 billion joules of energy. The average 1,000-watt two-slice toaster could be powered for 84,000 minutes with one strike of lightning. It's enough time to toast 100,000 slices of bread.
That's a lot of bread. It's a lot of toast.
Yep, that's a long time. All right, Case, why don't you rock on, dude?
All right, mine have to do with ships.
Okay,
All right.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
All right, here we go.
You know what's so funny? Is I almost thought it was chips again.
All right. The first cruise ship ever built. A Spanish ship named the SS Augusta Victoria was made famous by artist Salvador Dali, who painted his work Sentimental Colloquy while on the vessel. Unfortunately, for Dali, this piece was panned by the critics and now hangs in the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
I honestly don't remember any of this, so it's good.
Hey, perfect. Okay.
I'm like, I need to remember this. It's so embarrassing.
During World War II, a destroyer named the USS Porter nearly sunk a battleship which held President Franklin D. Roosevelt by accidentally discharging a live torpedo during a torpedo drill. Thankfully, the ship containing the president was able to evade the torpedo and avoid catastrophic damage.
Catastrophic?
Catastrophic. I need to talk like Sean Connery.
Some
All right, here we
things
go.
don't react to our tribulage.
U.S. Naval Commander John Paul Jones, who served as captain of the USS Ranger during the American War for Independence, became a household name when he was accused of piracy for attacking a Dutch ship off the coast of England. It was later discovered that the Dutch ship was carrying 30,000 rounds of ammunition for the British, which Jones delivered to the bullet-needy states.
Or the British.
That was pretty good accent there.
I'm gonna say the British one.
The last one?
Yes,
the John
the
Paul
last one.
Jones?
Yes.
What about you, Corey?
I think I remember this one, but you're gonna have to tell the story again.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the torpedo one.
That is correct. How did
Correctus.
you know?
Correctus. Did you
Yeah.
know that means, I don't remember what it means, but they say it in Age of Empires as the Spanish Empire all the time. Correctus.
Does it just mean correct?
Probably. They're like, correctus. See. Correctus.
That's what I'm gonna use from now on. You are correctus. But yes, the story behind this is that this ship was doing a drill with FDR in another ship, and he was watching on as this ship was showing off its drills. Well, first, they accidentally dropped a mine instead of a dummy mine.
Because they're dummies.
They're
They
dummies,
keep
exactly.
They keep the dummy mines with the dummies.
And then the Porter, they were shooting fake, like, dud torpedoes in a torpedo drill towards the other ship, the ship that contained FDR. But they accidentally discharged a live torpedo. And while the torpedo was traveling over there, they were trying to do the flags telling them that there's a torpedo coming. So they're trying to do the flags to the other ship. And they couldn't use the radio because they had ordered radio silence. But the other ship, they did the flags wrong. So the ship didn't realize that a torpedo was coming out of them. So they had to break radio silence to tell them, get out of the way, the torpedo's coming. They got out of the way just in time.
And
That's funny.
wasn't it the type of thing too, to where FDR's ship and some of the other ships all trained their guns on them because they thought they were
Yeah.
going to do like an
Yeah.
assassination attempt?
Yeah. Somebody got court-martialed somewhere in there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, Corby,
Alrighty.
you got 3 minutes and 30 seconds to wrap us up here.
Alrighty. Well, my theme is pickles.
Okay.
So, all right. So you're trying to find the true fact here. So true fact number 1. In Buenos Aires, a local tradition has become a favorite tourist attraction. Known as El Rey del Pepino, this high-speed race involves elaborately decorating a 3-tiered pickle-shaped cart and racing them down the streets of the Plaza de Mayo. Once they have crossed the finish line, contestants must perform a local dance, eat 5 pickles dipped in jalapeno powder, and then sing a short tune before they may stop their time. True fact number 2. In the Pacific Islands, pickles are a highly valued commodity. So valuable, in fact, that they are part of the courting process. In one island, guys can't get a girl without first showing her parents the pits where he pickles his food. True fact number 3. Pickles come in many shapes and sizes. Pickle enthusiast H.J. Henry, known affectionately to his friends as the Big Dill, decided to experiment with growing cucumbers and successfully cultured a small crop of heart-shaped cucumbers. Though the harvest was small, Henry stated that there was more to come. Now that I've had some experience with that technique, he said, there's nothing that can stop me now. I really put my heart into my work.
But
Those are very elaborate.
yes, the first and third ones are very elaborate. I go by the process of elimination. The first and the third sounded very similar to each other with a lot of names. And so therefore, always answer C if you don't know the answer. It's 33% of the time you'll get it right in a 4-answer
Big
question.
deal. I'm going to go with the first one.
What was that?
I'm going to go with the first one.
First one?
The pickle festival.
Okay. Well, the correct answer is the Pacific Islands courting.
What?
Woo!
Yep. So it's in Fiji. The way that they preserve a lot of their food is they dig pits and they line it with banana leaves, and that's how they do their pickling process.
That's crazy,
So,
dude.
Guys have to
You
show...
are very ingenious with your answers. You always get the greatest answers in this thing. I don't know how you come up with these sometimes.
So El Rey del Pepino means the cucumber king, and Plaza de Mayo is actually the main plaza in Buenos Aires.
See, you did your research. Look at you.
I did. Oh yeah.
Well,
Very nice.
unfortunately, that is the time we have for today. So, with that being said, that is the Friendly Nonsense Beatdown. We'll be back next week as well. We are not leaving you alone. We're here to walk you and stalk you and watch you in your seat.
Nice ending there.
Yep, and
We
we'll
are
see you next
stalking
week.
you.
All right. See ya.
Adios.